Come on in.
Down the fence. Oh,
We're ready.
so long and rangy.
Put away.
Oh,
Yeah.
She is one of the strongest women in combat sports today.
I first started competing in combat sports when I was like 4 years old. I was only really small for my age and really light as well. And people probably used to think like, oh, you can snap her in half. Like they think that now sometimes. But obviously when I get in the ring, I'm just different to what I look.
Dakota Ditcheva is fast, powerful, and fearless, a true force inside the cage. With her unmatched striking, iron discipline, and undefeated streak in her professional MMA career, Dakota has become a name that echoes through the fighting world. Fans admire her dominance, while opponents fear her precision and aggression. She has never lost a professional MMA match. Her record is flawless. But did you know, before she became the unstoppable warrior we see today, Dakota faced defeat? That's right. Back in her Muay Thai days, before entering the world of professional MMA, she once lost a match. And not to just anyone. It was against the experienced and tough Amy Perney, a respected fighter in the Muay Thai scene. This video takes you deep into the journey of Dakota Ditcheva, from the early challenges she faced to the moment she tasted defeat, and how that one loss may have fueled her rise to become an invincible MMA fighter today. During her amateur career, she lost a match by unanimous decision.
There might be a little bit of a struggle for range here for Perney.
big knee from Perney, another big knee, good sweep from Perney.
That's just...
The red corner,
It's a great performance. It was so close.
You are watching Boxing Planet, and in this video, we'll show you how a very strong and talented fighter, Dakota Ditcheva, got beaten badly and lost the match. Known for her power, speed, and unbeaten streak, Dakota has dominated every opponent she's faced, until now. She stepped into the cage full of confidence, ready to continue her reign. But things didn't go as planned. Her opponent, Amy Perney, came in with a game plan that shocked everyone. The bell rang, and round one began. Dakota Ditcheva stepped forward with her trademark calmness, her eyes laser-focused on Amy Perney. She looked like a woman ready to do what she had done so many times before, control the center, pick her shots, and impose her will.
Lisa, her mum, could fight. Let's see if the genetics go that way too. She certainly can fight. But this is the first time we'll see Dakota.
Her footwork was light, crisp, and confident. You could see it in the way she moved. This was a fighter used to dictating pace, and from the opening seconds, it looked like she would do just that. But Amy Perney wasn't here to be a background character. She met Dakota's aggression head-on, taking the center with her and refusing to be pushed back.
Good sweep from Perney.
That doesn't want that fight close.
Dakota bouncing out of range. Again takes her down.
Dakota nodded as if to acknowledge it, but Perney wasn't there for a polite exchange. She followed up fast with a jab-hook combination that clipped Dakota on the chin. It wasn't a clean shot, but it was enough to get the crowd on edge. Dakota had been touched early. Dakota responded with a stiff right hand that glanced off Perney's temple. The power was there, no doubt, but Perney didn't flinch. She absorbed the shot and countered with a perfectly timed body kick that smacked loudly, drawing a reaction from the crowd.
Big scores, knees. Perney, that was a nice knee back from Ditcheva. Extra strength, isn't he, with Perney?
The speed at which Amy moved, darting in, striking, and darting back out, was unsettling even for someone as composed as Dakota. This wasn't going to be an easy night. Midway through the round, Dakota tried to settle the tempo, throwing her patented front kick to maintain distance, but Perney disrupted it every time. Amy's movement was unpredictable. She wasn't just pressuring Dakota, she was dictating the chaos. A sharp left elbow from Perney on the inside grazed Dakota's cheek, and for the first time, a small trickle of blood appeared. That was a rare sight. Dakota Ditcheva, bleeding. It fueled the energy inside the arena.
Left hook on the inside. Ditcheva's finding better range now.
She is. She's not as eager to jump in on the clinch now. I think that's a little bit more telling now. She's starting to stretch out a little bit, which is better for her.
The crowd erupted. Amy was going in for the kill, but Dakota survived. Her heart showed in those last 30 seconds of round 2. She clinched, held on, and threw back enough to make it to the bell. Her corner immediately rushed in. Her face showed signs of damage, swelling around her right eye, blood from her nose, and redness around the ribs. This wasn't just a rough round, this was a war. Everyone expected Dakota to come back with fire, and she did. She stormed out of her corner, swinging hard, throwing punches in bunches. One right cross landed flush on Perney's jaw, and it briefly stunned her. Dakota took advantage, following up with a knee to the body and a left hook upstairs. The crowd roared. This was the Dakota people knew. The momentum was swinging. Dakota dropped to one knee. The ref jumped in to administer a count. She got up, barely, and waved to continue. But the damage was visible. Her legs were wobbly, her eyes cloudy. The round ended, but Dakota walked to her corner on unsteady feet.
They've actually sampled each other's
Yeah,
power.
I think they've had a bit of a
That was nice.
both of them.
That was nice too. Should have countered that though. Good fight this is. Cracker.
Real pick'em, isn't it?
It's a real fight, yeah, it is a real pick'em. Good body shot.
Round 4 began, and from the first second, it was all Amy. Sensing her opponent was badly hurt, Perney wasted no time. She closed the distance and unloaded. Dakota tried to defend, but the punches were coming from every angle. Hooks to the body, elbows to the face, kicks to the legs. She was being broken down piece by piece. She tried to throw back, but nothing had snap. Nothing had danger. Then, 90 seconds into the round, Amy faked a low kick and came over the top with a right hand that landed flush. Dakota collapsed, flat on her back. The ref rushed in. No count. It was over. The crowd gasped, then erupted. Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated phenom, the powerhouse, the rising queen of the cage, was lying flat, battered and beaten. For the first time in her professional career, she had lost. Not just lost, she had been dominated. As Amy's hand was raised, the cameras zoomed in on Dakota's face, bloodied, bruised, but proud. She nodded respectfully toward her opponent. There were no excuses, no complaints, just the look of someone who had been humbled but not broken. This fight will be remembered for years, not just because of the upset, but because of the way it unfolded. It was technique versus power, precision versus pressure. And in the end, it was Amy Perney's relentless will and perfectly executed strategy that made the difference. For Dakota Ditcheva, it was a hard loss, but one that will likely make her even more dangerous in the future. Because fighters like her don't stay down for long, but on this night, the cage belonged to Amy Perney. And that was the night the unbeatable got beaten. And that wraps up this incredible showdown between Dakota Ditcheva and Amy Perney. A fight that reminded us nothing is guaranteed in combat sports. We witnessed the rise of a new force and the fall of an undefeated warrior. Now let's check out some brutal Dakota fights where she crushed her opponents and sent them straight to OnlyFans. Dakota Ditcheva faced Catherine Coragines at PFL 10 in what turned out to be another showcase of Ditcheva's striking dominance. From the opening bell, Dakota came out calm yet calculated, maintaining her signature upright Muay Thai stance and controlling the center of the smart cage. Catherine Coragines, stepping in with a tough reputation and an aggressive fighting style, looked to push forward early, but quickly realized she was dealing with a different level of precision. Dakota began testing her range with stabbing front kicks and stiff jabs, forcing Coragines to react rather than initiate. About a minute into the round, Dakota started to find her timing. She landed a solid body kick that made Coragines step back, followed by a clean right hand that snapped her opponent's head back. Catherine tried to close the distance and clinch, but Dakota easily shrugged her off and returned to striking range. Then came the beginning of the end. Dakota landed a clean right hook-left body shot combination that visibly hurt Coragines. As Coragines backed up toward the cage wall, Dakota pressed forward, throwing a flurry of punches with deadly accuracy. A powerful right dropped Coragines to the canvas, and without hesitation, Dakota followed her down with brutal ground and pound shots.
There's a plum and a right hand.
Another one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand of face! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
The referee quickly jumped in to stop the fight, giving Dakota a first-round TKO victory. It was another statement win for the undefeated rising star, proving she wasn't just hype, but a serious force in the flyweight division.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.
Now, let's take a look at some other female fighters who talked big, only to get sent straight to OnlyFans by Dakota too. Taila Santos, known for her tough attitude and confident demeanor, arrived in full glam, complete with bright red lipstick and designer sunglasses. She didn't waste any time turning the press event into a mind game. While Dakota Ditcheva stayed calm and focused, Santos smiled smugly, blowing kisses to the crowd and throwing subtle jabs at her opponent. When the cage doors finally closed, the crowd was electric. Taila strutted in confidently, blowing kisses and mouthing taunts at Dakota. She even applied fresh lipstick before walking out, a direct dig at her opponent. Dakota, in contrast, walked to the cage with steely determination. No dancing, no smiling, just focus. The first round started fast. Taila Santos came out swinging with heavy leg kicks and aggressive forward pressure. Her Muay Thai background was on full display as she tried to trap Dakota against the fence and unload powerful combinations. She was trying to bully her, just as she had done in the press conference. But Dakota Ditcheva wasn't there to play defense. She was there to win. Using her superior footwork and timing, she avoided the initial storm. She stayed light on her feet, circling away from danger, and began peppering Taila with sharp jabs and body kicks. Each shot was a calculated answer to Taila's aggression. Dakota's movement confused the Brazilian. Taila wanted a brawl. Dakota was giving her a masterclass in technical striking. By the end of round one, Dakota had landed the cleaner shots. Taila was still smiling, but it was clear she hadn't found the dominance she expected. In the second round, Taila ramped up the intensity. She rushed forward again, hoping to catch Dakota with a looping right hand. But Dakota's timing was perfect. She slipped the punch and countered with a clean left hook that wobbled Santos. For the first time, the Brazilian's confidence showed cracks. Santos tried to recover and clinch, but Dakota's Muay Thai skills came alive. She delivered a crushing knee to the body, followed by a short elbow to the jaw that forced Santos to retreat. The tables had turned. Now Dakota was the aggressor. The crowd roared as Dakota marched forward, landing precision strikes that backed Taila into the cage. Her punches were crisp, her kicks were punishing, and her clinch work was brutal. Dakota didn't pounce recklessly. She waited for the referee's signal, then followed up with precise ground and pound until the official stopped the fight. It was over. As the announcer declared Dakota Ditcheva the winner by TKO, the camera cut to Taila Santos, bloodied, bruised, and no longer smirking. Her lipstick was gone, her taunts silenced. Valentina Skatici faced off against Dakota Ditcheva on April 20th, 2024, in a high-stakes bout for the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship. Before the match, Valentina Skatici stirred the pot during pre-fight interviews by boldly claiming that Dakota Ditcheva was overrated and hadn't been truly tested by a worthy opponent.
Maybe she never fought with someone like me, so I won't just fight.
As the two fighters entered the cage, the atmosphere was electric, with fans eagerly waiting to see if Valentina's confident words would translate into a performance capable of dethroning the dangerous and undefeated Dakota Ditcheva. The opening round saw Skatici immediately trying to impose her will, pushing forward aggressively with a barrage of jabs and low kicks aimed at disrupting Dakota's rhythm. For a moment, it seemed like Valentina's strategy might be working, as she managed to clip Dakota with a stiff right hand that momentarily staggered the British fighter. But Dakota remained composed, her eyes laser-focused, her footwork sharp as ever as she circled out of danger and began picking her shots with clinical precision. A lightning-fast head kick grazed Valentina's guard, followed by a devastating body shot that clearly took the wind out of her. As the seconds ticked away, Dakota's confidence grew, and her combinations became more fluid and dangerous. In the second round, the tempo escalated dramatically. Valentina came out swinging, knowing she needed to regain control, but Dakota's timing was impeccable. A sharp counter right hand stunned Skatidze, and Ditcheva wasted no time pressing forward with a flurry of punches that backed her opponent into the cage. Entering the third round, Dakota remained calm and composed, knowing she was just a few steps away from securing another dominant win. Valentina tried to dig deep, throwing wild punches and looking for a Hail Mary shot to change the outcome. Midway through the third round, Dakota landed a clean left hook that buckled Skatidze's knees, and she immediately followed up with a spinning kick that connected flush on the jaw. Her victory was not just another win on her record, it was a masterclass in striking, composure, and championship-caliber performance. As Dakota stood in the center of the cage with her arms raised and the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship around her waist, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more epic fight recaps, unforgettable moments, and raw action from the world of combat sports, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts on the fight in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Until next time, stay tuned and stay sharp as we bring you more intense battles from the cage.
What am I going to do in the next 16 years? What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God.